Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 3. We are learning Unit 14. Its title is Helping at Home. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is, or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, today we are going to continue and complete reading and understanding of this unit. We have read a part of this unit yesterday, so we are going to continue. And before this, we have already learnt a lesson about peaceful coexistence, how in a society we live together. So this is again the theme of this story. And we are going to cover SLOs today, use post-reading strategies to respond to the text by relating what is read to their own experiences. And write a short passage, anecdote, fable, etc. for pleasure and creativity. These are our today's SLOs. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran Surah An-Nahl verse 19. Surely Allah orders justice, kindness and the doing of good to kith and kin, and forbids all that is shameful, evil and harsh. He insists you so that you may be mindful. Yes, my dear students, as I told you yesterday, in this beautiful verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering us to be just and kind and do good. So, beta, we should be just and kind with everyone. Right? This is the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah wants us to be good Muslims, to be good people. That's why Allah is training us. So beta, this is in this story we were talking about character. I hope you remember. So before we start reading, you tell me who is Rahat and what is the name of Maria's mother. You know Maria. So we read about these characters yesterday. Pause the video, answer these questions and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you remember that Rahat is the main character of this story. She's a maid and we are reading about her, and Maria's mother is Rabia auntie. So we were at the point we stopped our reading was about Rahat when she goes to Maria's home. So her mother, Maria's mother, Rabia auntie, she also takes care of her. And what happens next? Let's start reading. All of you open your book on page number 116. From the very first sentence I'm going to read. Listen carefully because after me you have to read it, okay? She offers. Who offers? Rabia auntie, Maria's mother, okay? What does she offer? She offers Rahat a good lunch. Rahat eats half of the lunch and saves the rest for her 3 children. She completes her work to move to her last workplace. After finishing her work, she comes again to our home in the evening. My mother gives her the food from the fridge that she has kept for her children. Rahat again washes our dishes and finally rushes. What does rushes mean? Quickly she goes. Rushes towards her home where her children are waiting for her. She works for 9 hours daily. You see how hardworking she is. All ladies respect Rahat and address her as Baji. Means sister. They give her respect and they call her Baji. No one shouts at her by nicknames. So what we are learning from this sentence, beta, we should not shout and we should not call people with different names. We should give them respect and we should call them with proper names. My mother and grandmother take care of her needs. They give her their clothes, shoes, and bags. A lady doctor in our neighborhood gives Rahat free medical treatment. She also helps her get free medicines from the hospital. One of my mother's friend runs an academy. Rahat's children get free education there in summer vacations. Rahat realizes this kindness. She cleans this lady's house every day and helps her in other household work. So you see, when someone is kind with us, we should be kind with that person as well. So what comes around, that goes around. What we get, we should pay back to that as well. Okay. We do not treat her as a servant. That's very good. We give her equal status. She deserves, and what does deserve mean? To be worthy of something, to earn something because of your action. So because of her action, she deserves what? She deserves all the respect because of the dignity of work. Means she is respected for her work because the work she is doing is really remarkable. We all should respect people who work at our home or elsewhere. They deserve the same respect and care as other people do. Right, beta? So the people who are working for us, we should respect them because this is the task which is divided among them and us. Okay, rest we all are equal, so we should respect each other. Now I'm stopping my reading over here and there are questions. Do you respect the people who work for you and who deserve the same respect and care as other people do? Answer these questions to your teacher. Read the text again carefully and then come back. I'm waiting for you over here. Yes, my dear students, are you done with the reading? Have you answered these questions? Okay, fine. So it's time to explain few concepts and then we'll tell our own experience about it. So in our SLO, there is a word anecdote. What is anecdote? Beta, it's a short account, a short story of a real incident or a person. Means when I'm telling you about myself or about one of my friend or whatever happens to me in real, when we tell that as a story, it is called anecdote. Okay, and it is often humorous or interesting. It is an account which supports an argument, right? So we are telling, when we are telling story and it is very interesting and it is about a person and it is from the real life, that story is called anecdote, right? And if it is fictitious, means it's a fiction, not real. Sometimes the stories are not real, we just make them for reading and we make a reading material, that is called fable. Okay, it is narrative intended to enforce some useful truth or teaching. The way we just read a story about Rahat Baji, that is a fable. Like, that's not a real. We just created a character, how she behaves and how people behave with her. So that becomes a fable. In fable, there can be different type of characters. They can be animals, birds, real. So there can be any type of characters. Do you understand? Usually the folk stories which are just created, they are fables, and when we tell a story from our real life, that is anecdote. Do you understand? So if I tell you, if I ask you, tell me something about one of your friend, what happened when you went there, so you are telling that story, that is anecdote. All right, so these are just terms. Now let's practice. How do we do it? How do we tell anecdote or a fable? Okay, and before starting this activity, yesterday I gave you this homework and I told you tomorrow I'll ask about it. What was the homework? Ask your parents to tell you interesting story about your maid or servant or any domestic servant. So have you listened from them? Now, the story which your parents told you about a servant is anecdote because they have told you from the real life. Okay, from a real person, for a real character. All right, now we are going to share that story, and we will just share one part, one interesting event. For example, I can share one of interesting event with you. What happened once? So this is how you will tell your anecdote. Listen, and then on the same pattern you will tell. What happened once? We arranged dinner for our aunt. And she came with her family, and the driver was with them, who is he was working for them for a long time, and all the family members know him. So he came with them, and when it was dinner time, we served food, and we served food to him as well. So when we were about to complete our dinner, he was sitting in one of the corner of the room against the side table, and when he finished his meal, he came to dining table and he said, are you done with your dinner? May I take the plates? And he started gathering plates, and he was holding a bag, and he started putting the leftover food in that bag. So we were looking at him, and my mother asked, what happened? So his name was Iqbal, and we used to call him Iqbal Bhai. Iqbal Bhai, what happened? What are you doing? He said, I'm collecting food for our pet dog. So we started laughing. What are you doing? He loves bones. So I'm collecting food for him. So my mother said, okay, so this is leftover food. It's not good to, maybe this is not good for a pet dog. If you need something, I can serve it to you separately. And everyone was laughing what Iqbal Bhai is doing. So this is how sometimes an interesting situation creates, and it makes us we can recall it for a long time. This is how an anecdote is. I just told you one incident. Likewise, you have to tell an incident. Do you understand how we tell a story? Now it's your turn. What you are going to do, teacher, kindly ask this student one by one. It's their own choice. They can tell anecdote or a fable of their own choice, okay? And everyone will participate. You will tell a small story, just one incident in few sentences. So pause the video, enjoy the activity, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. It's time. Now the story, the passage which you just told to your teacher, you will write it. You will write an anecdote, a short account of a real incident or person for pleasure and creativity on same theme, like about a servant or a maid, just 6 to 10 sentences. And teacher, kindly keep supervising the students, keep guiding them wherever they need assistance, but make them to write. The way they told it, likewise they have to write it. So pause the video, write a short passage, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? Good job. So it's time for the comprehension. The text we just read, these are the questions from that text. So first your teacher will ask this question. You have to answer these questions orally. Then you will write these answers in your notebook. So pause the video, complete this comprehension, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? Good job. It's time for your homework. What you are going to do, these are the words. You will make sentences from these words and also complete question number 3 in your book. This is your homework. Here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. So what we have learned? We learned to use post-reading strategies to respond to the tags by relating what is read to their own experience. Did we do it? Yes, we told stories of our own maid and servants and write a short passage, anecdote, fable, etc. for pleasure and creativity. Are we done with it? Yes. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning, keep practicing. Take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.